Let's see if it's going. Oh, it has the wrong title. Okay. So I forgot to refresh the live page enough times so it didn't save the title. But today we're going to code Python, and we're going to look at the array module. And it is not a gaming stream. I'm gonna change the category there. So let's do that. Let's do that. First, what is the array type? What is it for? What does it do? It's very similar to a list. Only it only accepts a certain data type, which you specify. Similar to arrays in stricter languages. So first thing we'll do is, I think we'll have to import array. And then we'll make one. Oops, no, I want. Oh, I have to, right. They are strictly typed, meaning you have to specify a type code. And those type codes are B, or lowercase b, I should say, for assigned char, uppercase B for an unsigned char, lowercase u for PyUnicode, which is deprecated, I believe, for Python 3. Deprecated since version 3.3 will be removed in version 4.0. They are planning a Python 4. Apparently. Excellent. Maybe we'll have set literals and different dictionary literals. Who knows? Lowercase h for signed short, uppercase h for unsigned short, lowercase I for signed int, uppercase I for unsigned int. You can see why no one ever uses this. Lowercase l for signed long, uppercase L for unsigned long, lowercase q for signed long long, uppercase q for unsigned long long, lowercase f for float, and lowercase d for double. Let's go with about f for float, because I know which one that's supposed to be. Alright. F. Alright, I have an array now. Great. We're no longer using Python, basically. No, we are. They're a little more efficient, I guess. So we've done that. Append. Let's say we want to append an integer, which is not of type float, of 2. We can apparently do that. It turns it into a float. Okay. I would not have expected that, but alrighty. How about the letter C? Can't do that. A float is required. Only no, it isn't. You can also put it in an integer, and it will cast it to a float. Maybe it has an implicit float call in there. Nope, not really. So okay, there we have that. Count. Our array is what? That's all we have. Dot append 4.5. Sure. arr.count 2. We got one of those. How about 3? None. As expected. Array.byteswap. Byteswap all items of the array. That's great. It's even in quotes. Like it literally says in the documentation. Scare quotes in the documentation. Look at that. Byteswap. The byteswap method does a byteswap. Which is what? I mean, it puts it in quotes even. Like, come on. Come on. This is only supported for values which are 1, 2, 4, or 8 bytes in size. For other types of values, runtime error is raised. 1, 2, 4, 8. And all of the type codes that are listed are one of those byte sizes. Assigned or unsigned char, for example, is minimum 1 byte. I guess that's minimum, and it could be more or something. Maybe it could be more. That's the minimum value. Okay. Floats are a minimum of 8 bytes. It is useful when reading data from a file written on a machine with a different byte order. Oh, if you're using big endian and little endian. Okay. Count extend. We can extend. This is similar to the list method extend. Only has to be of the correct type. So we can't do this. Float is required. But we can do that. Fantastic. And it can also be from another array with that exact same type code. And it says exactly in italics the same type code. From bytes appends items from the string, interpreting the string as an array of machine values. I don't understand that. From file. Read from a file object. I know what that is. From list, append items from the list. Let's try this. From list. 3 and 2, 3 and 2. Now let's try a character. And there's an error. It says this is equivalent to for x in list, a.append x, except that if there's a type error, the array is unchanged. So if you were just looping through a list and adding everything in it, or appending everything in it to this array, anything that was a valid value would work. And if it ran into an invalid value, meaning something of the wrong type, then it wouldn't, and then it would keep going. And you'd end up with the list just having all of the correctly typed values in there. But this from list won't append anything if it doesn't work. So we can look at array again. It's unchanged. I don't know how that's different from extend. But okay, from string, from Unicode, extends this array with data from the given Unicode string. Okay, I don't care. Array.index, just like the list type. Zero, 1, and 2. And there's 2. Insert, just like with lists. Only it has to be the right type. Now we should have 2.0, 8.3, 4.5. That's fun. floating point arithmetic as calculated by computers. I mean, the common way that they all do it, according to various standards, mostly IEEE, is not every number has a precise representation in floating point format. One of those numbers is 8.3. There's no way to arrange 32 or maybe 64 bits, zeros and ones, to form exactly a representation of 8.3. So there you go. That's a fun fact. If you're doing, that's one reason not to do currency stuff. I think I might have mentioned this in the point of sale system video, perhaps. That if you're working with currency, just use integers, not floating point numbers, or else you will get small rounding errors and weird things, because instead of, you know, say 0.25 or something, 25 cents, you'll have 0.249999999671 or something, and then it will be wrong. And then you'll want to, you know, check if that's a quarter equal 0.25, right? As a literal. And then it'll be like, no, not quite. So be careful with that. Pop, remove, same as the list things. Pop takes out and returns the last element. I will show you. arr.pop 2.0, and now we look at our array, and 2.0 is not there anymore. Array.remove. Can I do this? Nope. Because floating point. Let's try instead 3. And now the first 3 is missing. Reverse. Reverses it. 2 bytes. What does that do? Neat. Maybe we could do from, where's that from bytes? Because that looks like it's bytes. Appends item from the string. Array dot from bytes. This. So this should append a bunch of stuff, and we should have 2 of them, basically. 3, 2, 4.5, 8.3, 2, 3, 2, 4.5. Yes, indeed. And you can see most of it. Great. It is doubled, because I got the array, and then I turned it into bytes, and I added those bytes back to the original array. To file, to list, convert to a list. Is this? We could probably also do that, I suppose, I'm guessing. Yeah, same thing. So toList converts it to an ordinary list, which can also be done with the built-in method, or the built-in function list. That's what it does. To string is an alias for 2 bytes, to Unicode, going away, etc. Alright, when an array object is printed or converted to a string, it is represented as array typecode initializer. Yes. So we have array and the typecode and the initializer. That's what it is. The initializer is omitted if the array is empty. That's weird. For I in range len array array.pop. Yeah, and what is array? It's the initializer is not omitted. Maybe they mean this. Nope. The repro and the string representation both include the type code. Oh, initializer, not the type code, silly me. So instead of looking like this, it just does that. Okay. The string is guaranteed to be able to be converted back to an array with the same type and value using eval, which is a little dangerous to rely on, but you can. So long as array has been imported using from array import array. Okay. Oh, yeah, notice how it says array something? And we have array.array with, something. So we would need to do from array import array, because array is the name of the module and it contains a class called array also. And the representation assumes that you, instead of importing just the top level module, you imported the class name to refer to that. So that's the array module. I don't know why you would use it. Maybe if you're super worried about performance, and your code has to be faster, but you're still going to use Python, which is it's pretty good. It's fast enough for a lot of things, but if it needs to be faster, maybe Python isn't the right choice for your application. Because there are other languages with arrays that are, statically typed. Statically, not strictly. Statically typed. So you can use it if you want, but generally list is more common, easier to just pick up and use, and you don't have to import anything because list is built in. So I think that is pretty much it. Can't think of anything else for array. It's array. It's there. So that is it for today. Thank you for watching the stream. I hope you learned some stuff. Array, I don't care about it. I never use it, but it was there, and I was like, I can do that. Might as well look into that. So that's array. And tomorrow there will be a game, probably more exciting than array, I would say. I would guess. And I hope you can join me for that as well. So thanks again, and have a good one.